Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Vocational Education and Training, SOVET, Certificate in Communication IT Skills, CCITSK, BPOI 006 Communication Skills, Block-2 Telephone Conversation, Unit 5 Features of Telephone Communication, 5.1 Warm-up, think of how you greet somebody when you meet them. What words of greeting do you use? Are they hello, good morning, evening, on, hi, namaste, visalam, etc.? Is this how you also greet people 011 the phone? Yes, except that on the phone a conversation always begins with a hello, after which another form of greeting may follow. Times 5. 2. Reading. 5.2.1 Reading I. How is a telephonic conversation different from a face-to-face one? You may often have heard people talk about their nervousness while dealing with office situations, especially over the phone. Some people feel that face-to-face communication is usually easier, clearer and more effective than telephonic conversation. There are, decidedly, many advantages to having a face-to-face conversation. Facial expressions, gesticulations, visual aids, all come in handy while conveying information when the person you are communicating with is in front of you. In a telephonic conversation, however, you have to convey all you want to say in clearly stated words. Help can come only in the form of voice modulation and stress. Choice of words becomes more critical here, where the listener may need to visualize what he is hearing merely from the description being given to him. And since you cannot see the listener, you need to confirm if important information has been correctly heard and understood. This you can do by asking the person to repeat it. On the other hand, if you are the one receiving the information, you may need to confirm it by repeating it yourself. Additionally, business conversations over the telephone are usually to the point and you would not want to call back if you forgot to ask for or tell something of significance. Hence, before having a telephonic business talk, you need to make sure that you note down, either mentally or on paper, every point you would like to cover and tick it off as you go along. This preparedness will, of course, help even in a face-to-face conversation. All of these probably make it seem like it is actually a disadvantage to have shop talk on the telephone. That, as we all know, is definitely 1/10 the case, because the advantages of the telephone in business are many. Telecommunication has made work more efficient in many ways. It saves time and the need to travel long distances for getting in touch with people, and teleconferencing has made it possible to get the advantages of both types of conversations mentioned above. Looking at the larger picture, this cutting down on travel means fewer vehicles on the road, less air and noise pollution than there would be, and perhaps slowing down the speed of global warming to some extent at least. 5.2.2 Reading 11. A typical telephone conversation usually has the following components: A, B, C, D, greeting, warm-up, purpose, closing. Most of these, apart from the purpose which is obviously different in each case, are common enough. Very often, a warm-up sentence accompanies the greeting. Activity 1, given below, are some such common expressions. Classify each AC according to the category from A, D above. The first one is done for you. 1. Good morning. A. To good morning, Jack. How are you today? 3. I'd like to go over the training schedule with you today. Would 4 p.m. suit you? 4. Thank you for calling ABC Finance. Have a good day. 5. Thanks and bye. 6. That's all for now. Thank you. 7. I'd like to discuss the review report with you today. What would be a good time to schedule a meeting? 8. Hello Ravi, Is this a good time to talk to you? 9. Thank you for calling ABC Finance. This is Neha. How may I assist you? 10. Hi Neha. Did you have a good weekend? 11. Thank you for your help. By 12. Good morning. I'm Marilyn from XYZ Pharmaceuticals and would like to speak to someone. Tilda from Accounts, please. 13. Take care. By 14. This is Ron Carter. I'd like to speak to Mr. Murray, please. 15. Can you give me Mr. Khanna's mobile number? 5.3 Language focus. Just as in face-to-face conversation, verbal exchanges on the telephone may be informal, semi-formal, or formal. Often, it is a little difficult to distinguish between some semi-formal and formal language, and the same can be used for both. For example, a simple greeting, when you pick up the telephone, may be said in any of these ways: A. Hi, how's life? Informal. B. Hello, how's everything's how are you doing? Semi-formal. C. Good morning, how are you? Formal. 5.4 Grammar models. Take another look at the box in the language section. You will notice that many sentences begin with words like would, could and may. These and others like should, shall, can, will and ought to are auxiliary verbs, known as modals or modal verbs, the use of which is very important in polite, language and telephone conversations. Unlike other auxiliary verbs like be, do and have, modal verbs are only used as auxiliary verbs and cannot be used as the main verb in a sentence. The table below will help you in identifying the uses of modal verbs. Look at the screen. 5.5 Listening and Speaking. Activity 2. Listen to two telephone conversations and complete the dialogues below by filling in the gaps. Then identify the various components in them, as studied in the 5.2.2 Reading 11, i.e. A to D. Notice the difference in the formal and semi-formal dialogues. 5.6 Writing. Activity 4. Make appropriate sentences for the situations given below. 1 is given as an example. 1. Answering the telephone. Answer: Good morning, Kavita Nagpal speaking. How may I help you? 2. Offering to take a message. 3. Saying who you are. 4. Asking to speak to Aman. 5. Asking the caller for more information about the call. 6. Saying someone is unavailable. 7. Asking for the caller's name. 8. Asking the caller to repeat something. 5.7 Pronunciation. Pure vowels, English. According to British RP, operates on a system of 20 distinctive vowel units or phonemes. We can divide them into two broad categories: pure vowels or monophthongs, that is, vowels that do not change in quality, even till the hen they are made long, and diphthongs, that is, vowels in the production of which there is a glide from one quality to another within the same syllable. A list of these 20 vowel phonemes is given below. For each vowel phoneme, we shall give a phonetic symbol and place it within oblique bars. Among pure vowels, some are relatively long, and the symbols for them have mark 1, 1 to indicate length. The symbols for diphthongs consist of 2 letters each, one to indicate the vowel quality at the beginning and the other the vowel quality towards which the glide takes place. The symbols used for English, RP, vowel phonemes, vary from one book to another. In this course we shall use the symbol adopted by 2 famous dictionaries that we have recommended for reference. These are 1 Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English, 2 A.S. Hornby, Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary of Current English, 3rd edition. Revised. Pure vowels. Look at the screen. 5.8 Summary. This unit highlights the importance of telephoning skills in the business environment. A typical telephone conversation usually has 4 components: the greeting, warm-up, purpose and closing. Of these, the part dealing with purpose may be of any length, from very brief to very long. The warm-up may be absent from very formal conversation, especially with people you are speaking to for the first time, or if you are calling a helpline for information. The language you use differs depending on whether the call is formal or informal. Formal telephone language uses typical phrases that you need to practice. We have given you practice in the use of modals. They are frequently used in semi-formal and formal language. In the pronunciation section, we have dealt with pure vowels and given you practice in minimal pairs. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates. And we will see you with the next chapter.